Hello everybody, this is Jeremy from Infiltrinity again, and here is another war recap. Unlike the last couple of wars we have fought, and this was a lot closer of a war, but we did win 40 to 34 over Junior Mafia. They did have 19 clan war wins. They're 19 and 3 now, not 19 and 2. They haven't updated their clan description, but for the most part, they were very good. They made a push towards the end of the war. We got out to a large lead, but they came back, almost took the lead, but it was not enough. There were 13 left before the clan started, so that did set them back a little bit. Not too much, though. Their 11 through 15 players were able to take out a lot of guys. I don't think 10 was a real leader. It must have been one, Lil Tunechi and then Tunechi. There are two left after the war. Did join up with our clan, so welcome BD. You are now part of Infiltrinity. So wanted to highlight a few attacks here. I'm going to start off with mine. I'm going to try and keep these attacks as diverse as possible, as a lot of us use similar tactics, but to avoid repetition, I don't want to show three of the same attack on very similar, if not the same base. So I'll start mine off here on my attack, Town Hall 9 attacking a Town Hall 9. I do use a GoWiPe. I'm just going to let it roll here. I start my golems towards the top because I want those golems to draw the attention of the two cannons on the right, the cannon on the left, the archer tower, and possibly that expo, that lone expo down in the center. That is set to ground, so it does cover a longer range. I'm hoping that does draw the golem's attention, and that Tesla spawns targeting those golems. This is working perfectly. I drop my wizards behind the golems to take out those army camps, the collector, the barrack, and that builder's hut up top. So I wanted to do that before I drop my P.E.K.KAs, so my P.E.K.KAs go straight for the center. I'm going to drop a couple of wall breakers here. They don't target that corner, the purple corner, but I want to make sure they do. I drop the rage spell to power them up, and those P.E.K.KAs go straight towards the center, just like I want. The heroes are right behind, and I'm going to let those P.E.K.KAs do the dirty work. So those P.E.K.KAs do chase those clan castle troops, as do heroes, so be careful when you do deploy your troops that they aren't chasing them all over the base. They do stay towards the center along with my Bard King, hammering away on that Town Hall while that Expo fires on that Golem. This is going exactly as I wanted it to. I do have a Rage Spell to spare. I'm going to drop it there to make sure I get my hero and two of my P.E.K.KAs to easily cruise through this base. The top of this base is almost demolished. I am working my way towards the bottom. This wasn't a very well laid out base, having all four of those storages of each the elixir and the gold towards the closer center of the base. I would have spread them out a little bit more if this was my design, but nonetheless, my P.E.K.KAs stay alive for almost the whole duration of this attack. They do die during the end of the battle, but my heroes do a lot of work. Even a level 9 Bard King and a level 1 Archer Queen are too much for this base. These defenses were very spread out here. I think this guy would have had a little bit more of a shot had he had purple walls instead of pink walls, and if his defenses were a little bit closer together, and those Teslas are very poorly placed. They're all towards the outside of this attack. I'm not sure if that's the goal is to prevent a hog-based attack or not, but those Teslas don't have any help or support from any other defense, so I'll just let it run here. And there's not much left to see. I drop my clan castle troops at the bottom. 25 archers. Take out that archer tower to make sure I'm not beat on time. And we're going to work our way towards that dark elixir storage to get 100% on this base. So I wanted to show off a GoWiPe attack. As you can see, there is a diverse troop selection, but I always take 2 golems, 3 P.E.K.KAs, 9 wall breakers, 16 wizards, and I use 3 rage spells and 1 heal spell. I do know that a lot of people can be very successful using 2 rage spells and 2 heal spells. However, I want to make sure I juice up my troops as much as possible. So after that, I'm going to show JoJo's attack. This is JoJo's first ever clan war, and he is a Town Hall 7 attacking a Town Hall 7. So he does have level 1 drags, and he does have 10 barbs, and he makes sure he drops them in that right corner to take out that builder shot. As you can see, there's one on the top and on the left, but none on the bottom. However, he does bring 3 rage spells. He uses them very early here. Not a very wise decision by JoJo, burning up all those spells that early in the attack. I have mentioned before in previous videos that you don't want to hoard your spells and use them sooner rather than later, but you don't want to use all 3 at once as he did unless you're stacking a rage spell and a heal spell. So you only power up your troops with 1 rage spell, not if you stack 2 together. It doesn't work like that. However, he gets away with it here. Those air defenses weren't very strong, and this base wasn't exactly the toughest of bases to take down. As you can see, it's not as spread out as some other bases are. So I'm just going to let it run here. There's not a whole lot left to see. None of those defenses can target the dragons, and there's only basically collectors, storages, and 2 builders huts to clean up. That mortar shouldn't really count because it is useless at this point. So very nice attack, JoJo. Welcome to Clan Wars. Hope to see many more 3-star attacks from you, and keep leveling up those dragons. So after that, there's one more attack I wanted to show by our group. I don't want to show some of our defenses as those vary by defense, and some of us have the same base. So want to keep it as differentiated as possible. I'm going to show Lucas's attack here. He does use drags all like JoJo. However, this is a little bit tougher of a base. As you can see, this base is a lot more spread out. However, this must be a very new Town Hall 8 as he only has 2 air defenses as opposed to 3, but they are level 5, and Lucas is attacking with level 2 dragons. However, he is using 3 rage spells. The first one isn't that well placed. He gets those dragons on the way out of the circle, but he does make sure those dragons do get in on it early. So he does the second rage spell perfectly, taking out those wizards and that air defense. If this guy had 3 air defenses, I'm not so sure this attack would work. However, Lucas's drags work perfectly. You've got 1 drag towards the top, taking out those barracks and army camps, while the majority of his dragons are still in the center, wreaking havoc on this base. So he drops his 3rd heal spell earlier and makes sure he gets as many drags in as possible. He had about 4 or 5 in there, and that works greatly to his advantage when you do that. You don't want to drop a heal spell towards the left on this attack because you'd only be getting 1 or 2 dragons. So very nice attack by Lucas here. Hasn't been a war machine for us, has sat out the last couple of wars due to upgrades on his base. So welcome back, Lucas. Great to have you back. And even though this was a little bit more of a spread out base, that checkerboard style isn't very that effective as a defense, but we do a great job exploiting their weaknesses. So the final score again is 40-34, and they had a 1 guy jump ship and join our clan. So that is a recap over our clan win over Junior Mafia. So hope you all enjoyed.